Hello everypony, Celestia here. Link to my Advenian art in the description below, and also for my Patreon if you like to do that. Warning, this video will contain pictures that is not mine. Please go and give respect to the owners of these pictures on copyright and Google and every place. And also make sure to not watch this if you don't like personally opinions, headcanons or fantasy, because this episode is about where I think the crystal heart comes from and why I think that Celestia and Luna knows more than they're actually telling us. But yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So we just had a dragon episode with Spike that was nice. But something I was actually wondering or starting to wonder was like, why do Celestia and Luna know what the call of the Dragon Lord means? You know, we haven't had that much, background about dragons or dragon lore in general, and all of a sudden Celestia and Luna knows what it means to be summoned by the Dragon Lord. It sounds a little bit weird, and it sounds like, they know something about dragons that they actually haven't told Twilight. Something that could have been nice was if they have introduced that in earlier episodes, but I actually feel like Celestia and Luna may be forgotten, or their brains were, their memory of dragons, or how to say that, was wiped. And I actually feel like either Sombra or other evil entity have some saying in this. I actually still feel like the Crystal Empire and the Crystal Heart has something to do with dragons, or are going to, get dragons over there at some point, because all of it is, made out of crystals, and they eat gems and crystals and stuff like that. So I still believe that there is a possibility of the dragons, coming there or trying to take over it, or it have something to do with the Crystal Heart. I still feel like the Crystal Heart was once upon a time a heart from a dragon. But yeah, I actually also believe that Celestia and Luna's memory was maybe wiped by a dragon fire. I'm not sure how that would work, but I'm definitely sure about them knowing more about dragons, even though that they may not be self-aware about this fact. I also believe that once upon a time, ponies were able to ride dragons or tame dragons, or how to say that, have dragons as helpers. Because as we see, Fluttershy could put a full-grown dragon into place, so why not, smaller dragons? And they also are like, well, they want to pillage Equestria for stuff, and I'm like, what did ponies actually do to you for you to be hating on them so much? We know that Spike and Ember now are friends with ponies, but I don't believe that the other dragons would be, so forgiving, and there have to be some, explanation about that, and I would really love to know about, those things. That could also explain where the dragon egg to the, magic school thing were coming from. Maybe ponies were not always so lovey-dovey and stuff like that, and actually, had dragons as pets, or, underlings, or how to say that, and they, took the eggs and used them for stuff like this magic experiment and stuff like that. But I still don't believe that fact. I actually believe that the dragons grew up in the Crystal Empire before it was turned to crystals, and before, there were ponies there. And then, the queen of the Crystal Empire, the old queen, came there with the Necronomicon book and turned, everything into crystals, including some of the dragons, some of the griffins that were there, because I do believe that dragons and griffins are actually good friends and could live side by side, but the queen, or how to say that, was infused by rage by the book, or stuffed by the book, and could only see everything in crystals and everything like beautiful and stuff like that. And I definitely feel like one of the dragon queens or kings that the crystal heart was coming from there, because I actually believe that dragons or crystals have inside that makes sense, so they can eat crystals. And what more to explain that they have than a crystal heart and maybe a lava belly. I'm not sure how that would work, but I do believe that once upon a time maybe Celestia and Luna could actually ride dragons. I'm not quite sure about this, and as I said in the start, this is just my fantasy, and I really do feel like there's some connection between alicorns and dragons. So I'm not sure if it's only alicorns that can do this, or if it's all ponies. I do believe that Pegasi also have some sort of way to do this, or fly with the dragons at least. As we see with Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash and stuff like that, they certainly could fly with some of the dragons, not all of them, but some of them. And I also want to say that some of the young dragons with the gear on made me think about, How to Tame Your Dragon, as all of the other reactors also have seen. And I was like, well, if it's sort of like that, why... I understand why the dragons are so mad at the ponies. It's because, they have once ridden them, or how to say that, they have once, been their masters, or been a part of their lives, and are not anymore because, the ponies took the Crystal Empire from the dragons. Maybe it was Sombra, kicking out the dragons. We might never know. I hope that one day we will get more dragon lore, or more backstory about, the Crystal Empire and the Crystal Heart, and also some more backstory about Celestia and Luna, because I actually feel like a lot of their memory is faded into oblivion, or how to say that. Imagine yourself being alive for all of that time as they have, and remembering all of the stuff that they have to remember. I do believe that some of the stories about dragons and stuff like that was lost in time, or maybe they got their memory wiped by a villain, as I said, by Sombra or someone else. So yeah, that's actually all that I have to say today. Do remember to take care of yourself and your loved ones. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner, and do remember to have fun. That was actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.